In this lecture, we will go over the key points that you need to remember regarding reporting interface, dashboards, and metric definitions. Each main group of the reports has an overview report. This report provides a summary of metrics such as page views, users, sessions, average session duration, bounce rate, etc. that are related to that particular section. There is a date range selector that allows you to select the date that you want to see this report for. You can even compare two time frames. There is also a time selector that allows you to view the trend chart in a more granular way, such as hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, etc. When you select a particular date, the default granular view is hourly. Segment selector allows you to select a segment or create a new segment that you can apply to your report. Metric selector allows you to pick the metrics you want to see in the graph. You can also click on small graphs of various metrics to change the top graph. Graph annotator allows you to annotate your graph with comments. Let's look at the definition of various metrics. Sessions. That's the total number of sessions for the time range. Remember, 30 minutes of inactivity leads to a new session. Users, number of people who had at least one session on the site during the time frame that you have selected. Page views is total number of page views during that time frame. A single page that's viewed multiple times by a user is counted as multiple page views. So if a user goes to the same page 3 times, then the page view count will be 3. Page views per session is the total page views divided by total sessions during that time frame. Average session duration takes all the time spent by all the sessions during that time frame and divides it by the number of sessions. Bounce rate is percentage of users who left the site after viewing a single page and without taking any further action. So remember these definitions. Another thing I want to call out is the definition and clarity around dimensions and metrics. Dimensions are attributes of the data. They are used to categorize various data points. They are generally text or date time values. Examples are the name of the country, the name of the month or hour, day, whatever you pick from the date time, color, etc. Metrics are the actual data values. These are numeric values. They can be aggregated and calculated. They are paired with dimensions to show you the reports. Examples are session, users, page views. For example, in this report, age range is your dimension and metrics is number of users. So here they are categorized and dimensions are listed, and here are the metrics. Now let's talk about some key points about the detailed report view. What you're looking in front of you is the audience report. All the reports are organized by dimensions in rows and various metrics in columns. Audience report shows columns for acquisition, behavior, and conversion metrics. You can add another dimension to conduct specific analysis. This is called secondary dimension. By default, report shows only 10 rows of data. You can see more rows by using control at the bottom of the report. Also, the number of columns in the report are limited by the screen size, but you can scroll using the scroll bar at the bottom of the report. By default, the reports are sorted by users, but you can use any metric to sort the data by simply clicking on the name of that metric in the report. To narrow down to a specific data point, use filters on top of the report. Filters come in handy whether you are going to filter them by dimension or metric. For example, if you want to only look at the data that has more than 10 sessions, you can use the advanced filter to create that. The data in the report by default is shown as a flat table or data table format. You can change this view to a pie chart, which lets you compare the data as a percentage of whole, or the performance view, which shows a bar graph. This helps you compare individual segments side by side. Comparison view lets you compare metrics with the site average. Pivot view creates a pivot where you can use different dimensions in rows and columns to compare. Few menu options on this report. Save lets you save a link to the report in customization area under saved reports. Export lets you save the report as PDF or CSV. Share button allows you to send an email to someone as an email attachment in PDF, Excel, or CSV format. You can even set it up as a recurring email. Edit lets you customize the report by adding metric groups, filters, or views. The reports are saved in customization section under custom reports. Sampling. When there is a lot of data to process, Google Analytics relies on sampling to estimate the numbers and provide these reports in a timely fashion. You can see the sample rate by hovering over the icon next to the name of the report. You can change the way Google Analytics processes this data. If there is sampling going on, you have two options. You can choose greater precision, which means no sampling, but it can take longer to process. Or you can choose faster response, which means it will rely on sampling to provide the reports in the timely fashion. For standard GA users, that's the free version of Google Analytics, sampling is applied at the property level. For Google Analytics 360, which is a paid version, sampling is applied at the view level. Let's talk about dashboards. Dashboards are a collection of widgets that give you an overview of the reports and metrics you care about the most. You can create dashboards in customization area. You can add widgets, dimensions, metrics, and various chart types to the dashboards. Some real-time metrics can also be added to dashboards. You can also use filters to narrow down the result set that you need in these dashboards. Drag and drop functionality in dashboards lets you arrange various widgets. There are two types of dashboards, private and shared. Private dashboards are only visible to you. You can have maximum of 20 dashboards per user. Shared dashboards can be viewed by anyone who has access to that view. You can have maximum of 50 shared dashboards per view. Any changes by another user to a shared dashboard won't affect the original dashboard. Only that person who made the change will be able to see those changes. You can share a template of a dashboard. When you share template link, then no data is shared. Only the template is shared. This template can be added to any view. You can also share templates in Google Analytics Solution Gallery. That will share the dashboard with other users of Google Analytics outside your organization. You can also find templates that others have shared and use them for your own dashboards.